Today on the show, we are talking holiday traditions and talking movies with Mr. Todd Summers, and we're basically talking about Trip.
And as well we should. And we're going to make a little fun of Hallmark movies, but I just read about them in today's Deseret News, and I know a lot more than I did 5 minutes ago.
Fantastic. All this and more coming at you right here, right now on Talk 365 TV. Here we go. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Holly Love, and that is Trip Michell, who has been absent for a while for a very important reason. Tell me about your wedding. Tell me about the honeymoon. Tell me about everything.
I just got an iPhone.
That's what you want to tell me? I don't care about your iPhone. I like how on Facebook, though, you said you're now an elitist because you have an iPhone. We don't agree. We think people, well, I won't.
Well, here's what happened.
Anger the crowds out there, but we prefer Android.
So essentially what happened is Vita said, you can save a ton of money, come on my plan.
Sure, that is very, very true.
It wasn't true at all. I'm spending more than I did with T-Mobile. However, I do kind of like the iPhone. But let's circle back to why we were doing that.
Okay, you got married.
So
you lost your bachelor crown. We gave it to Todd.
Bachelor crown it has its advantages, but not really.
Right.
So you know a lot of people. Jim and Carroll came out. Whit, Mikey and Debbie, Whit and Fran. So we had some friends from Salt Lake come out.
The wedding was in St. Louis.
It was.
With her family and friends and...
We had, it turned out to be, as all weddings do, much bigger than we suspected. Mm-hmm. Here is the challenge to a wedding. It is all-consuming.
I know.
It is just, it is shocking how much time and effort. And that being said, it couldn't have turned out better.
Good. Yeah. Yay. How was the food and the cake? I mean, the cake.
Okay.
Let's start there.
So the food, we got our minister, Karan, who was amazing. He is a chaplain.
He's a barbecue guy.
And he's a barbecue guy. And I got into the barbecue. The barbecue started at 6 in the morning.
Oh.
Huge things of brisket. He brought the trailer over, but I got into it at 4.
The smell. Delicious.
I got permission. So I got into it. The brisket was amazing.
Wow. How was the cake? What was the flavor?
There were 4 different flavors.
What was your favorite?
The orange cake.
Did you have any say on it, or did you just taste for the first time?
I had no say. I had no say on anything. The fun part, long story short, Vita's family has been doing foreign exchange students with Germany for 35 years, and now they've grown up, and we had 9 Germans come over for the wedding, including one just for the weekend. And they were so much fun.
Cool.
And so it was crazy. We danced all night, and...
it was a big party. So then honeymoon, where did you go?
Cabo.
And how long were you there?
We were there for a week.
Was it wonderful?
It was good. The resort...
So your picture that I'm going to show, you look like you were in like Italy. That's beautiful. I didn't realize Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico has its advantages.
Right?
Yeah.
Less money, quick flight.
It is. Cabo San Lucas. That's why everyone from your old hometown goes there on the weekend. LA goes to Cabo.
LA to Cabo, it's so fast.
2 hours, you're there, boom, all set.
Super quick. Would you recommend any advice? Do you have any tips on our way out?
I've been married now for 8 weeks, and it's pretty good.
That's it? Just get married is your advice?
Yes, that's good advice.
Well, mine would be a little different. But if you're Trip and you've got a Vita, heck yeah, lock that down, marry that, because she's a stunning, wonderful human being, and you're a lucky guy.
I agree with you.
She's also a lucky girl. So I'm super happy you guys found each other. Congratulations on everything.
Well, we found each other 30 years ago. So
you guys are a long love story in coming, so yeah, that's good. Which we'll talk about here coming up, because we're going to talk a little holiday traditions. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this.
$1 or more to the IRS or state? Don't wait another minute. Let Tax 10,000 help you with a Tax Resolution Fresh Start program. These programs are now available to help Americans just like you stop struggling and get their lives back. They will handle all the necessary forms. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars. Let Tax 10,000 help you resolve your tax problems.
Call 1-800-698-3651.
Call now.
I have Medicare, but I was starting to worry how I'd be able to pay for it all until I found out about Medicare supplemental insurance. Choice Policy makes it easy. They compared different rates and benefits and found a plan that best fit my needs and my budget. Now, I can take care of my health without worrying about the costs.
Call Choice Policy today to learn more about Medicare supplemental insurance. Call toll-free 800-601-0081. That's 800-601-0081.
Talk 365 TV is proud to present our News You Can Use segment. And looking at the difference between us on television, you are always perfect. And when I used to do
That is incredibly kind of you to say.
No, but when I did the news down in Vegas, Glenn, you remember Glenn from the TV station?
Absolutely. I love you, Glenn.
Glenn would drive anyone crazy. I tried to kill him after a NASCAR race once.
I know this
on
story,
air.
yes.
But his wife used to do my makeup. Mm-hmm. And his wife kind of looked like Mimi on the Drew Carey show.
She liked makeup.
Yeah, my tie was never done. My hair was never done. You know, it was basically she was the only woman there, and the rest of the TV station were guys.
And they didn't care.
They couldn't have cared less.
It's kind of like how you don't see wrinkles in shirts.
Exactly.
Men don't see problems in makeup or hair or flyaways. You just don't see the details.
So anyway, I applaud the way you are very fastidious about this stuff. So
fastidious is a fun word. Ooh, that's fun to say.
No, but it just is funny. Anyway, you were going to ask me a question.
Okay, it is the holidays. Here we go. We are well into it. I talked with Todd before, and I sort of, in thinking about this question, what makes it the holidays? Like what needs to happen, either an event or something. I came down to, you know what, it's food. It's like that food that you get at home, that combination of taste that represents holidays, family. What is that taste for you? You grew up in Detroit, but you've been a bachelor for a long time. Sort of give me a rundown.
Well, bachelors have it really nice.
Yes.
Because we get invited to all the best parties. So Sean and Karen, some friends of ours, have one of the most amazing homes I've ever been in, up in Park City, and I get invited up every year. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going this year because normally I work at Snowbird over Thanksgiving, and this year I'm going back to St. Louis. And you go up, and the food is perfect, and the company is perfect, and those type of things. But I have switched from being a white meat person to a dark meat.
Ooh, interesting.
So dark meat, so much more flavorful.
Okay, now do you prefer cranberry that is jellied or the cranberries? Or no cranberries?
No cranberry.
How is that even possible? You're a sweet tooth.
No.
I want cranberries with every bite. I want it in the stuffing. I want it on the turkey. I want it in everything.
No, can't do it.
Really? Interesting. Okay.
Can't do it. However, the new thing, salmon that's what I'm hopefully getting. Yes, salmon at Thanksgiving.
That is a horrible taste in my mouth for holidays.
That is a very...
I love salmon, but not for the holidays.
Yep.
So what did you eat growing up? Give me a quick, whether it's an event or food, what makes you feel like, okay, music.
Turkey was great, but Thanksgiving was my favorite holiday because we would get up in the morning, go over to Canada, play hockey because it was a day off in Detroit, but not in Canada. They celebrate Thanksgiving. They
still work there.
Yeah, and we'd go play hockey, and then it was one Detroit Lions game I'd go to every year, and then we'd go out to our fun cousins.
Oh. And
play paddleball all evening, and that was Thanksgiving. And
did that kick off holidays for you?
That was the best. Everything goes downhill after that.
Yeah. So Christmas, there's nothing that crosses over?
Nope.
Huh. Well, you're a fun interview. So
I certainly am. What are we going to do next?
We're going to have to explode your heart a little bit. It happened to me. Well, we're going to talk more holidays, but we're going to see if talking movies and holiday movies gets him a little excited right after this. Hey everyone, I'm Holly Love, and I am here at the Certified Hypnotherapy Training School with my good friend Dennis Parker. Dennis, I have 3 questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Number 1, when do classes start?
A person can start with the online portion of the training anytime, and then come into the live classroom trainings as we have them scheduled.
Who's signing up and why?
We have people who sign up to be certified clinical hypnotherapists who want to have those clinical skills to be able to affect behavioral modification. We have people who are executives, managers, or who want to have other career enhancements. And we also have grandparents and parents who want to know how to work with their own children and family.
Number 3, what happens if people mention that they saw us on Talk 365?
We're offering a $200 textbook and CD package as part of their full registration.
All of this information and more is available on the website. Log on and change your life today.
Talk 365 TV's Talking Movies, now with Holly Love and Todd Summers. And welcome back to Talk 365 TV. I'm Tripp, that's Holly, and Deseret News this morning just happened to have something totally germane to what we're going to talk about, which is Hallmark movies. As it turns out, Hallmark kicks butt and takes names. Because it has become synonymous with holiday movies. And a lot of them film here. And I've gone out for a couple roles. I haven't gotten one in a Hallmark movie. But it is just kind of synonymous with things that...
Well, we have the snow, we have the classic looking homes, we're an hour flight from LA, we're very welcoming with our film commission for production companies and outsourcing. So there's a lot of film that happens here.
And a lot of the same people, the article I read this morning, a lot of the same people do it. However, there are families. Vita works with a gentleman who works at the office, and they get together and they show the worst Christmas movies, and that's a family tradition for them.
Ooh,
which
that's
is pretty
a good family tradition.
Yeah, so they pick out the worst movies.
On like Hallmark and Netflix. So there's so many between all of the above, right?
Oh, by the way, the greatest new movie on Netflix is the Eddie Murphy movie. It is fantastic. Where he plays the comedian. It is so good.
Not a holiday movie.
No, not a holiday movie, but I just had to get
just in time for the holidays.
Just in time for
to distract you from political conversations at the dinner table, maybe.
But what's happening is Netflix and Hulu and Disney are all doubling down. Well, not Hulu as much. They're doubling down on Christmas movies.
Yeah. I love the holiday movie challenge. I think you should totally do that. I think that's phenomenal. Do you have one Christmas movie that says tradition for you?
We watched one the other night. It is the best holiday movie ever.
Okay.
It's on Disney Plus.
Okay.
The Rookie. Okay, it's a baseball movie set in April, set in Texas.
Not a holiday movie.
Dennis Quaid, this thing is, along with Dolphin Tales, might be my favorite movie.
You are joking me with Dolphin Tales. I bawled my eyes out.
I love Dolphin Tales.
Stop it.
If you want family movies, Dolphin Tales skews a little bit more towards younger girls, but The Rookie, Dennis Quaid, with the kid from 2.5 Men, it is fantastic.
Okay, coming up next, we had a chance to sit down with Mr. Todd Summers and talk movies. We're going to tell you what to watch in theaters, watch again, and of course, during the holidays, what you should be binge watching or watch partying with your family and friends. And then after, in our next segment, we're going to talk Ford versus Ferrari with this guy who considers himself an expert for good reason. So here we go. Talking movies coming at you right here, right now. Check it out. Hey everybody, welcome to our Talking Movies. Now this is the TV segment where Todd and I tell you all about what to
watch now in theaters, what to watch again, and what to have a watch party, right?
Watch party.
Like binging. If you're gonna watch a whole bunch of movies or episodes in a row, we're gonna tell you what to do.
And why do you want to listen to us? Because we're qualified.
We are qualified because we love movies. We've been in movies. I've won 3 Oscars.
Awards that were prestigious.
Yes.
I mean, they might have came from the LA gift shop, but I meant every one of them. You are a great dad.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Should we start in?
Let's go for it.
Okay, here we go, because this is really fun. This is the holiday season, people. This is when movies get good again, right?
Finally.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Me too.
So watching in theaters coming up, I am going to recommend Ford versus Ferrari. Yes. So this is Matt Damon, who is playing Carroll Shelby. This is a historically based movie. But basically, Ford was trying to buy Ferrari. The deal went sour. There was something about he thought he was getting the actual racing division, and it wasn't included, and I don't know. Basically, they became feuding enemies. Tell me your memories as far as Ford and Ferrari and cars growing up in a really cool era.
Yeah, I just remember that Ferrari was winning everything. And the Americans had nothing to match it. And so when this deal went sour, Ford said, whatever it takes, I want to build a car that can go over there to Europe and beat especially Ferrari
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah.
So they came up with, he went and got Carroll Shelby, who was this fantastic designer. They built this great car, and this driver is Ken Miles, which is a famous British racer back in the day, and they accomplished their goal.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, it's sort of coming full circle because Formula One was recently purchased by an American marketing company, Liberty Media. And I think that was in like 2016, 2017. Apparently Formula One's was down, and so they got it for a steal at like $4 billion or something
Only $4
like
billion.
that. But it should have been worth more.
Yeah.
And the goal, I guess they've tried to always get America more excited about it, but because it runs over, of course, in like Europe,
Yeah.
it's hard to go to the bar and have a big party at 5 a.m. for
Right.
like it's not like the Super Bowl, but they really want it to be because they want
Yeah.
those American dollars to support it.
Right.
So obviously they're really working to try to get us interested, and I think the timing of this movie might just be one of the ways to
Probably, yeah.
I wouldn't doubt if somewhere in there's a sponsor for this one because
Yeah.
it's a great cast. It looks really fun. So anywho, that is my watch in theaters. Todd, what is your watch in theaters?
I'm excited to see a movie called Motherless Brooklyn. And that's with, comes out on November 1st, with Ed Norton. Alec Baldwin is in it. And the thing I like about Alec Baldwin is, you know, when he first burst on the scene in Hollywood, he was this handsome man.
Beautiful.
Just a great,
Yeah.
great looking man. And he's still good looking.
Oh, very.
But
absolutely.
he's turned into this great comedic performance that we saw on 30 Rock
I love
and
him
some
in
of his
that.
other films.
Yes.
But he develops great characters.
He does, like almost a character actor that's a leading man.
Right, exactly.
Right,
That's-
yeah.
write that down.
Okay, I would.
That was good.
By Holly, timestamp and
Yeah.
trademarks.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so that's what we recommend for you guys to watch in theaters. Now, we are all about watching again. Now, this is basically all of your streaming places that you can find movies. We are going to tell you a couple that we think you should watch. And you know what? The holiday season, both between the bad weather and the family times, provide ample opportunities to watch stuff again.
Yeah.
Find
You-
a good
you-
film.
You get cozy, you turn on the fireplace,
Yeah.
maybe a candle or two.
Absolutely.
You get some good snacks, maybe soup.
Soup is always nice this time of
And
year,
you-
right?
and
We
you-
love soup.
You get your favorite blanket and you watch a movie.
Mine is a movie called About Time. It's not that old. I think it came out in like 2013 from the makers of Notting Hill and Love Actually, another two movies that we'll
Yes.
talk about another time that
Great movies.
I love everything about these films. I love the way they approach the story. You always cry.
Yeah.
It's just so good. So this one is about time travel, and the main character gets to basically have the opportunity to do things again. And he learns this on his like 18th birthday, that it's something that just the men in his family are able to do. Rachel McAdams is in this film. Margot Robbie is
Yeah.
sort of like, almost like early Margot Robbie-ish.
Right, yeah.
I mean, she wasn't Margot Robbie yet,
Right.
but
More of a supporting role. in it, yeah.
and so pretty. And it's an incredible movie, makes you cry. Absolutely love it. Dive in. It's on all of the platforms, including Netflix.
Good, good. I like that one. Here's mine. And this came to me as a suggestion from my son Jack.
Oh.
He said, Dad, I've never seen the original Terminator from 1984, the one that kicked it all off with Arnold and Michael Biehn, Linda Hamilton, directed by James Cameron.
Uh-huh.
So we watched it, and I just forgot how cool that movie is.
I don't
It's where we get the famous line, I'll be back, you know, where Arnold cuts out his eye and all this stuff. It's great. So I recommend that.
Okay.
It still kind of holds up a little bit. Some of the special effects aren't as great.
Yeah.
You know, obviously. But
Compared to now.
But compared to now.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's a fun movie and great action. Arnold is looking great. So
In his prime.
in his prime, I recommend it.
I just saw like a flash on my phone because
Right.
we've been looking at movies, obviously, of like the latest one coming out. So you're saying skip the one in theaters, watch the original at home for the most part, right?
I will say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will go with it.
Sometimes
But,
that's a
you
good
know, I
idea
just-
across the board, right?
Yeah, Arnold is in this one, the new one again.
Oh,
Linda Hamilton is in it also.
interesting. So
So
that
we'll
if you're
see.
a diehard fan,
Yeah.
you might like it. Well, I honestly, I don't think I've ever seen the original Terminator.
Oh,
so that's a good.
Holly, yeah,
I
watch
know.
it. Yeah, it's
I'm,
worth
I'm
it.
on it. I'm on it. Okay, so this is one of my favorites. This is watch party time, and this is when you get with your friends, your family, or binge out on your own on a series or a series of films where you just watch them all back to back to back to back. In honor of Ford versus Ferrari, of course, I am going to recommend that you watch Party Mr. Jerry Seinfeld, the lover of cars himself,
yes.
and comedians in cars getting coffee. Now, this is a series that I don't think you have to be in it to have it make your heart happy, because he loves cars so much, he loves coffee so much, and he loves comedy. It is such a fun ride, if you'll let me play that little pun out, because it is really just it's a joy ride.
The thing I like about watching it is he takes the personality of his guest and tries to fit a car with it.
Yep.
So you get a different car every week. So
it's so fun.
Yeah,
and what I didn't know about it when we were looking into it, you said the same thing I did. Like, where did it start? I was like, was it on HBO? Like, who gave it its start? No, Jerry Seinfeld, being the brilliant guy that he is, went to like social media leaders, obviously Facebook and some of those platforms early on when he was starting this idea. He said, I want to do this. Support me. Let's do this. And they all said, oh no, it's not going to fly. It's more than 5 minutes. So even those people didn't see where we were going to go with online and how it was going to become, oh no, we don't even watch TV anymore for the most part. We watch TV online. Ultimately, he got his big break through Sony and Crackle. I say big break with a smile because obviously they just saw. So he was on like Roku and Apple TVs and all of that whole outlet. And now he's found a home at Netflix, which makes no surprise. So I think he's done 2 seasons now with Netflix. But I actually like that he didn't get a coffee sponsor, because now wherever he goes, you get the cool local joint.
Right. He's not relegated to just go to Starbucks.
Yes, which makes it almost like with the cars. It's almost like between the car and the coffee shop and then the guest, it's a really good time. So I highly recommend that one, especially right now when you just, you need feel-good stuff and a warm cup of coffee.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with, for my watch party, is Entourage.
Ooh.
Entourage is a story about a young kid from New York that gets discovered, moves to LA and starts making movies, and he's like the top dog. And he takes his buddies with him. It's loosely based on Mark Wahlberg and his
That's
life.
what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Isn't that true for the most part? Yeah.
And Mark Wahlberg is actually one of the executive producers of it. And I think it's like 7 seasons long, and then at the end of it, they did the film.
Okay, well, I love it. We are going to be doing a holiday talking movies coming up here in a bit, because that is upon us, and we will be solely devoted to Elf and all the movies that I love and watch during the holidays. I have to put a limit on myself. I don't allow myself to watch it until it has to be December.
Yeah.
Because everyone will kill me, because it's Elf all the time. In my head, it is 24/7. I just edit it down.
Yeah.
That and Friends. But anywho, so that'll be happening. But in the meantime, hope you enjoy these features. Let's do one more time. So we recommend for you to watch in theaters.
Motherless Brooklyn is mine.
And mine was Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah. My watch again is Terminator from 1984, the original.
And my watch again is About Time. And then watch party.
Watch party, I'm going to go with the Entourage series.
And my watch party is comedians in cars getting coffee with Mr. Jerry Seinfeld. Well, Todd, as always, thank you so much. I appreciate it. High five.
Yeah.
Stick around for more Talk 365 TV coming at you right after this.
This is a national healthcare alert from the 24/7 Diabetic Health Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one has diabetes, listen closely. Now, regardless of your age, if you have insurance, you may qualify to receive diabetic testing supplies with little to no out-of-pocket cost. Get free delivery, free information, and all the paperwork is handled by our accredited suppliers for free. Call the 24/7 Diabetic Health Hotline now for details. Toll free at this number.
Talk 365 TV is proud to announce that Brain Rehab Clinic is the first clinic in Utah to have a gyrostim. And welcome back to the show. Todd loves his movies.
He does, so do I.
So we went to Century Theaters to see Ford versus Ferrari.
Yes.
Matt Damon was amazing.
Recommend it? Recommend going while it's in theaters, or maybe a watch again online.
Maybe a watch again. It wasn't as good as I thought it. I was anticipating this movie. So this movie took place during the 60s when Ferrari owned distance racing. So Le Mans, Sebring, and Daytona were the big 3 races, and Le Mans is 24 hours straight. They'll go 3,000 miles in this
Insane.
race, a couple different drivers.
Yeah.
But Ferrari owned that. Ford tried to buy Ferrari, and Ferrari told them to stick it.
Because it was offensive.
And Carroll Shelby is the protagonist, Matt Damon's character. And when I worked for Mario Andretti, we had meetings with Shelby to do something together. And the general manager of Shelby said...
So you knew Mario Andretti and Shelby.
Yeah, and so this is kind of funny, but
That's pretty cool, Trip.
I was told not to come back to meetings because... So I'm in a meeting. I work for the greatest American race car driver ever. The general manager of Shelby... At the time, the woman was talking about great drivers, and she was saying that her boss, Carroll Shelby, was a great driver, which wasn't the case. He was a great driver, but he only lasted a very short period because he had heart issues, and then became a master builder.
Sure.
But Mario Andretti is the greatest race car driver America's ever had.
So you threw down.
I just mentioned it in passing, and it didn't go over well.
All right. So back to you were banned from meetings. Keep going with the movie.
So the movie is good, but not great. And I've been trying to figure out why, because this is something that was right up my wheelhouse.
Right.
I love racing. Christian Bale is fantastic, Matt Damon.
Great acting. It just missed something?
And I don't know what it is. Isn't that weird when you see something?
Well, here's a question. Do you think that, I was going to say Formula One, but whatever those other words are, do you think it can ever make its way over to the U.S.? Because, of course, it was just recently purchased by a U.S. media company. Their goal is to get our dollars the way we promote Super Bowl and football. Do you think that's even possible?
Short answer is no.
I think so, too.
So right now they have a race at the Circuit of America in Austin, Texas, every October. And same weekend as a NASCAR race up in Dallas, which is up in that area.
Yeah.
But Formula One has never stuck. And Formula One is the biggest race series in the world. The drivers, a typical team in Formula One will spend between $100 and $200 million per car.
Ooh.
Where NASCAR is about $20 or $30 million per car to race it all year. And Indy cars is about $3 million. So the dollars are incredible. They fly all over the world in 747. It is such a shocking. So much money. So much money. But I was shocked that an American company bought Formula One. So
I know. It's a very interesting thing.
But there have been some great movies.
Yeah.
James Garner starred in one.
A classic movie, huh?
Ayrton Senna, there was a movie a couple years ago. So Ron Howard in particular loves Formula One. He's done a couple, and I'm very proud of you for knowing that.
Well, maybe there'll be some more coming out because of the purchase. That's sort of, I thought, wow, that's interesting and probably not an accident that this movie is coming out with the purchase of the company coming over to the U.S. And maybe we'll see some more, and maybe we'll find out what was missing from the other one. They'll do it better.
For the bachelor party, we went out high-speed go-kart racing, and I destroyed Jim.
How is your elbow, your knee, and all of your other broken parts?
Worked out great, and I have a Ricky Bobby t-shirt.
Of course you do.
Talladega Nights, a great Christmas movie
Well, there you
go.
On the end, go watch Talladega Nights, and of course, Elf.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Ford versus Ferrari you should check out. And then let us know if you agree with Trip that there was something missing or you loved it all together. And then, like I said in my last show with Todd, we were talking about how I go full Elf this time of year. It's Elf 24/7. I absolutely love him. It's one of my favorite movies ever. So have a wonderful day. Enjoy this time of year. Get out there and have some fun. And be sure and join us back here on Talk 365 TV.